Hi Leo, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. We're looking at August 2018. If you want a reading with me, you can go to www.freshastrology.com. If you want to join our tribe, go to www.tribetripsandretreats.com. Tribe is a community for women in midlife and beyond who are creating, in the forefront of creating the new retirement, wherein many of us are going to have businesses that we start in midlife that will continue into old age, or at least through the beginning of old age, to create a better retirement for ourselves and to keep us active and motivated and engaged with life, and even pioneers and in the forefront and as leaders, to put us in positions of leadership as we age. This is the new aging, the new retirement. If you're all about that, come join us at Tribe and subscribe so you can be in our community. So it's late at night and I'm trying to get these out for you guys. I did do another series on Facebook on Fresh Astrology there that went sign by sign for the August forecast, but I'm going to do them here. I'm determined to get them out by the beginning of the month, so here we are. And I may be rambly, it is late, but I'm going to do my best. So Leo, what we have going on through the past couple of months and through August, we have these eclipses that are occurring, and they kind of come in a set and create a story. And we also have many retrograde planets, and that adds to the story. We've also had this funny Mars retrograde and a longer Mars transit, and that creates more layers to the story. And we also have this heavy preponderance in Capricorn, which adds yet more layers to the story. So let's look at your story. The eclipse in August is in your sign, so it is personal. It suggests a type of pivot or new beginning for you. It could be a new look because it's in your first house, especially if you're a rising Leo. It could be a new look, a new message, a new way of speaking, a new direction of some sort that is very noticeable to others. And it has to do with, let's see, it's a complicated story here. It has to do with work, but it's more than just that. I do think because Capricorn takes up your house of health, there is something about your own strength and sense of well-being that are very important to this story, and how you create your life, meaning literally your hour to hour, minute to minute, day. How, because that is your life. Your life is as small as a millisecond and smaller, and it's as big as your whole life. So when I say create your life, sometimes when we say let's create a life, it seems really big, like we're creating this 50-year thing or 80-year thing or 90-year thing, but it's big. It's like this big vision for your life. And really what the universe is trying to teach Leos, and what Leo is going to help teach everyone else right now is, and you serve a very important part of today's global story. You're helping the rest of the zodiac by doing the heavy lifting in this particular area. You're figuring out how to create each minute, each hour, each day so that it supports your own well-being, and on all levels, physically, nutritionally, with getting rest, with getting exercise, with getting enough mental health care, and that could be for any level of mental wellness or health. You could be mentally healthy but still need mental care. There are things that flow into a sense of well-being on a mental, emotional level. Having enough playtime, having enough human connection, getting enough rest, or not just sleep, like sleeping at night, but rest, times of doing nothing, and being okay with that without the angst of doing nothing, but just being, is a way to take care of your mental health. And so Leos are figuring this out. They're figuring out what works for them, and it's not an easy lesson. For some reason, Leos really need this, and it needs to be a Leo who learns this. And Leos can lead others. Leos are good at leading others, often by demonstrating. So people will be intrigued by how you do it. How do you do it is what people might be wondering sometimes. And you'll be showing, not telling so much, but showing and demonstrating how to make a life work and how to create a life that supports you on all levels. It's a big task. It's not easy. And you might know this. I think if I'm talking to a Leo audience, you probably understand this. And you probably understand what I mean. You're learning literally how to build a life. And you could be 60 and learning how to build a life for the first time in your life. Leos are good at just kind of bouncing around. I mean, they have plans. Leos have plans, but they can kind of bounce around from one thing to the next. But you're learning how to construct a healthy, balanced, maybe even a life with purpose. I think with Pluto there, it's a life with a purpose, but that's also balanced, and you're learning how to manage your time. Managing time is another big theme for you. So you're kind of turning over a new leaf. You're making decisions about your career, partners, love. It depends on the Leo, but and a lot of you are moving. It's been a year of moving themes. So you may be moving now, you may be moving in November, but it's a time of movement. You've got Jupiter in your 4th house, so it's a time of expansion in the area of home, and also issues to do with family. Sometimes the 4th house, where Jupiter is in your chart, has a lot to do with the home business and your own business, something you own. So it could be it's out of the home, but it could just be your own business. And somehow that shows up in the 4th house for people. When I'm quiet, I'm just looking. And you're living with this Uranus, which is going to go retrograde on your midheaven. So you're in the spotlight, and you're like a lightning bolt. You're like a lightning rod and a lightning bolt at the same time. There's shock waves going on up in your public sphere, and they're shaping you and the people around you. And it just depends on kind of what you do for a living and how you move through the world as to how this is manifested. But part of your genius right now is meant to be really constructing a life minute by minute, something that's sustainable, life enhancing, and has purpose. And if you're on target with that, if you're on message with that, and you're understanding that, you're so powerful. There's so much power involved in staying with that track of development. And the Leos who aren't in that track of development are going to just self-destruct. And I don't think my audience will do that, but I certainly know of Leos who are self-destructing in a very powerful, profound way. And Uranus is intense to have. Pluto's approaching an angle, approaching the angle where the 6th house becomes the 7th house. and you've got Uranus on an angle on your midheaven. Jupiter's close enough to your Coeli, and this eclipse is close enough to your ascendant line. So there's some angularity here. It's a pivotal time for Leos, and you're demonstrating something to the world. You're a type of lightning rod, and you're also the lightning. You're both. And so you're leading the way, and somehow in the way that the world is changing, you're helping to lead the way. And part of it has to do with constructing a life, learning and demonstrating how to construct an authentic life filled with purpose, that's balanced, it's healthy, it's life-enhancing. Or you're showing people how to self-destruct. We have too many examples of that, and we need more examples of how to build a constructive life. And people do need to be taught this. It doesn't necessarily come naturally. So keep at it, Leo. Keep at it. Take care.